This is part 2 of my March through October reading wrap-up, and this will go over the nonfiction and poetry that I've read over the past few months. It's gonna be pretty short because I'm definitely not much of a nonfiction or poetry person, but I'm trying to be, and I'm trying to expand my breadth of knowledge. First up is The Righteous Mind, Why Good People Are Divided by Politics and Religion by Jonathan Haidt. This book was recommended to me in the wake of the 2016 election, which, was an emotional time for a lot of us. I thought this would be interesting to read sort of as a way to break out of my bubble of, liberalism or whatever. So I was already sort of put off by the subtitle. I sort of disagreed with the premise that everyone's equally good and it's just a matter of subjectivity. I think there are certain policies that are just inherently sort of hateful. I can't say that I really got that much out of this. I don't think I would recommend it that highly. Next up is Bad Feminist by Roxane Gay, and this book's been out for a while now. It's a really great primer on feminism and intersectionality and all these really good things. I personally didn't get too much new information out of it because I think I've already seen a lot of these ideas incorporated into the discourse that I read, but I did really enjoy it. Roxane Gay is a really great writer, and I really want to read Hunger soon. Basically, if you're trying to be better informed about feminism and intersectionality, this is probably a really great place to start. And lastly, my first attempt at reading poetry in years, and I can't find the book anywhere in my apartment. I was so sad because I really loved the cover, and I read The Captain's Verses by Pablo Neruda. Neruda wrote this while he was in exile, and it's a collection of poems about his lover. I loved the copy that I got because it had the original Spanish side by side with the English translation, so that I could be reading sort of how it would flow naturally in Spanish and then understanding what it meant. My Spanish is pretty rough, so I could sort of get the gist of the poem just by reading the Spanish part, but it was really helpful to have English right next to it so I could double check it. I thought it was really interesting. I'm still not really sure how to evaluate poetry, but what I got out of this was just the very intense emotions that he was conveying about his lover. And so I thought it was really fascinating. I'm excited to continue exploring the world of poetry and trying to sort of figure out what I like and what I don't like. So that's it for, what was this? Nonfiction and poetry. I'm not sure if that pairing makes sense to anyone else but me, but let me know if you read any of these or if you have recommendations for other poetry reads, because I'd be really interested. Something that's not Milk and Honey, because it's already at the top of my poetry to be read list. So I'll see you in part 3 with the fiction novels that I've read.